Hello and welcome to another Monday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Andrea Chisholm. Today's show is a mixture of information and entertainment. So let's get things started with what you need to know about the Chikungunya virus. Stay with us.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your GIS News for Monday, July 28. Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel Arscott is appealing to persons to stop lighting fires outside as the continued drought increases the chances of these fires raging out of control. The minister made the timely reminder at a recent function in Clarendon.
Whatever the reason, we would like to say that at this time it is irresponsible for persons to go out and light fires.
Just this weekend, firefighters in St. Andrew were called to respond to a major bushfire in the Jacksonville and Westphalia communities. The blaze was reportedly contained early Monday morning, but the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management is again advising persons to take steps to prevent bushfires. That includes not lighting fires in open spaces, keeping matches and naked flames out of the reach of children, and ensuring that cigarettes are completely put out before disposal. Persons should call the nearest fire brigade immediately to report any fires in their area. Meanwhile, the Maypen Fire Station has received a new state-of-the-art fire truck that comes with special features that make it suitable to deal with the parish's terrain. The fire truck is among three which the government recently bought at a cost of $133 million. Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel Arscott says it shows government's commitment to improving the fire brigade's capacity to respond to fires.
I want to say that we have already ordered 3 more, and we are getting 2 from the Japanese. So come next year, we are going to have an additional 3 units. I want also to say that we have authorized emergency expenditure for us to upgrade those other units that we have that needs repair.
The new unit for Clarendon has hydraulic ramps and generators and is capable of driving and pumping water at the same time at a discharge rate of 700 gallons per minute. The first set of tablets on the government's $1.4 billion Tablets in Schools pilot project were presented to teachers at 7 institutions last week. The 184 tablets are currently being used to train teachers ahead of the full rollout of the program in September.
We have very high expectations in terms of the impact that this project will have on both the teachers and the students, and in fact the communities, because each school will become a hotspot and persons in the communities will be able to access the internet if they have devices that are so enabled. And the students will be also in a position where they'll take these tablets home so their families can also become computer literate.
During the recent handing over ceremony at the Alpha Academy, Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaite said the project was taking instruction and learning in schools to a new dimension.
It brings Jamaican students to global standards.
Tertiary institutions are being urged to provide the training needed to prepare workers for jobs within a logistics-centered economy. Industry Minister Anthony Hilton says training the local workforce to world-class standards is critical to the development of the special economic zones, which are central to the success of the Jamaica Global Logistics Sub-Initiative.
The charge, therefore, is for our tertiary institutions, which are already engaged through the Education Committee of the Logistics Hub Task Force, to find out the needs of the companies or sectors that will utilize the special economic zones, and to provide the relevant courses or training not only at the existing campuses, but hear this, but also the possibility of satellite facilities within the special economic zones.
The minister was speaking at the University of Technology's recent Logistics Hub panel discussion. Entrepreneurs are being advised to use the wide range of government services available to help advance their businesses. Industry State Minister Sharon Folks-Abrams points out that training and technical support are being provided through the Jamaica Business Development Corporation JBDC and other key agencies such as the Heart Trust NTA. She says these are pivotal to the growth and viability of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises.
The JBDC offers support such as business advisory services, technical services, business incubation, marketing assistance, financial support services, and Heart NTA offers support such as entrepreneurship skills development, enterprise development services, pre-incubation training, and business incubation.
The State Minister was speaking at the recent Young Entrepreneurs Association of Jamaica's quarterly forum. And finally, emancipation and independence celebrations were officially kicked into high gear at this weekend's Thanksgiving service held at the Church of the Open Bible in Kingston. The multi-denominational service was attended by a wide cross-section of persons, including government ministers and members of the parliamentary opposition. Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna implored citizens to give thanks for Jamaica and the many tribulations and triumphs that have shaped the nation. She said the country had much for which to be proud and called for the redoubling of efforts to build the country.
Let us do our best for Jamaica, that the generations that will come will say and proudly do so, this is Jamaica, my Jamaica.
And that's it for GIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.
He was teacher, trade unionist, insurance manager, member of parliament, senator, government minister, elder and lay pastor, and governor general. He never forget where he came from. In fact, where he came from became a crucial element of the significance of his journey from the cane field to King's House. In 1974, he told this honorable house, "Sir, I know the circumstances from which I come. I know the historical circumstances from which I come. We have come, sir, from the days of the plantocracy, when our forefathers were merely hewers of wood and drawers of water. We have come from circumstances where our sweat, blood, and tears flowed as a group. This rich and vibrant history, Sir Howard often said, was central to the formulation of his thinking, outlook, and contribution as a policymaker and an educator. Now he has truly gone home. All Jamaica rises with respect to say, what would teacher?"
Jamaica-Japan relations reach a golden milestone. International Seabed Authority's 20th meeting and the Houses of Parliament pay tribute to the late Sir Howard Cook. Just some of the major engagements coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister. The details next.
Jamaica-Japan relations strengthened as the countries celebrate 50 years of friendship. Prime Minister encourages global community take better advantage of the resources of the sea, and independence period off to a running start. I'm Simone Wolf with Jamaica House Weekly. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller is back on the island following Sunday's brief visit to Trinidad and Tobago for bilateral talks with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. As the countries celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations, Mrs. Simpson-Miller and her Japanese counterpart continued talks on strengthening cooperation, trade and investment between both countries. The Prime Ministers met ahead of the first Japan-CARICOM summit held today in Port of Spain. This year is also being observed as Japan-CARICOM Friendship Year, as well as the 20th anniversary of the first CARICOM-Japan consultations. Jamaica is being represented at the summit by Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, Dr. Wickham McNeil. Today's summit focused on several issues, including the particular vulnerabilities of CARICOM, cultural exchange, tourism, and deepening cooperation in the international arena. And in keeping with the move to deepen ties with Japan, Prime Minister Simpson-Miller made time last week to meet with the commander of a Japanese training squadron at Jamaica House on Tuesday. Mrs. Simpson-Miller also attended a reception commemorating the golden milestone on board Japanese vessel Kashima on Wednesday. The oceans, man's final resource-laden frontier, was a major focus for Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller last week as she attended a special sitting of the International Seabed Authority, the ISA, at the Jamaica Conference Center.
It is critical that the governance of the oceans and environmental protection be strengthened. Investing in training, especially cross-training and capacity building, that can open doors and create development opportunities, can make the authority a strong and unified voice in the wider universe of the policy of the seas.
As the International Seabed Authority celebrates its 20th anniversary, Mrs. Simpson-Miller urged the gathering to review and assess the contributions of the 1982 Law of the Seas Convention and the institutions which were established to govern the seas. She said the assessment would assist the world in facing existing and emerging challenges as countries aim for the sustainable use and development of the resources of the seas.
He was teacher, trade unionist, insurance manager, member of parliament, senator, government minister, elder and lay pastor, and governor general. Indeed, along Sir Howard's journey from Cane Fields to King's House, he came to manifest the qualities of a man for all seasons.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller paying tribute to former Governor General Sir Howard Cook during a joint sitting of both houses of Parliament last Wednesday. Members of the legislature also observed a minute's silence in remembrance of the late head of state who died on July 11 at age 98. Sir Howard is to be accorded a state funeral on August 8 at the Holy Trinity Cathedral in Kingston starting at 10 a.m. Interment will follow at the National Heroes Park. In his honor, condolence books have been opened from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at King's House, the Office of the Prime Minister in Montego Bay, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Michael University College, People's National Party Headquarters, and the Hope United Church. Sir Howard's body will be available for public viewing between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Tuesday, August 5 at the Cultural Center in St. James and on Thursday, August 7 at the Michael University College in Kingston. Mrs. Simpson-Miller consoled the widow and family of Deacon Joseph Earl when she attended a Thanksgiving service in honor of his life last Tuesday. Deacon Earl was a former principal of the Jose Marti and Calabar High Schools, as well as a former president of the Jamaica Cooperative Credit Union. And Mrs. Simpson-Miller also remembered Jamaican-born Canadian businessman Dr. Raymond Chang, who she described as a leader with heart. In a statement, Mrs. Simpson-Miller said the death of Ray Chang has robbed Jamaica and Canada of one of their most accomplished sons in the areas of finance and philanthropy. She expressed condolences to Chang's widow, Donnet, and members of his immediate family, friends, and loved ones. In 2011, Chang was conferred with the Order of Jamaica and was a recipient of the 2003 Prime Minister's Medal of Appreciation. Mrs. Simpson-Miller also made some time for visitors to Jamaica House this past week. On Thursday, the Prime Minister met with Robert Livingstone Morris, the High Commissioner Designate to Barbados, the Office of Utilities Regulations Albert Gordon, and Paula Madison of Africa Channel. Before that, she said farewell to the outgoing Spanish ambassador to Jamaica and also met with a delegation from the Nurses Association of Jamaica and members of the National Sports Council. And the Prime Minister was represented by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Lisa Hanna, at Sunday's National Emancipation and Independence Thanksgiving service. Minister Hanna delivered the first scripture lesson at the church service, which kicks off the events scheduled for the 2014 Emancipation and Independence celebrations. And that's how we close Jamaica House Weekly for today. Join us next time when we'll bring you more of the latest news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
The human liver is an amazing organ. It performs some pretty vital functions, like regulating blood sugar and processing nutrients, storing the nutrients you eat and releasing them into your bloodstream as your body needs them. But did you also know that your liver does detoxification? It converts harmful substances like alcohol and other everyday foods into harmless products that can be excreted. Now that doesn't sound like an organ you can risk damaging, right? But the truth is, the liver is often attacked by a virus known as hepatitis. And on today's HealthWise, we find out more about this virus, all 5 types, and tell you what you can do to stay hepatitis-free. Hepatitis poses a serious threat to the liver. Upon entering the body, the virus attacks the liver, causing varying stages of infection and diseases. These range from mild to chronic and put victims at high risk of cirrhosis of the liver as well as liver cancer. Hepatitis also leads to death in many cases. The World Health Organization (WHO) reports that viral hepatitis kills 1.5 million people worldwide every year. Alarming statistics that have prompted the WHO to push for a change in attitude to the various types of hepatitis. The WHO has designated July 28 as World Hepatitis Day to raise awareness and to call for access to treatment and better prevention programs that start with knowledge of how the virus enters the body in the first place. This depends on the type of virus, whether it's hepatitis A, B, C, D, or E. Hepatitis A and E are caused from ingesting food or water contaminated by feces of an infected person. It usually occurs where there's a lack of safe water and in cases of poor sanitation and proper hygiene. Certain sexual practices can also contribute to the spread of hepatitis A. While the A virus is not known to cause chronic liver disease, it does cause debilitating symptoms and acute liver failure, which can be fatal. Hepatitis B is contracted through exposure to infected blood, semen, and other bodily fluids. It can also be transmitted from infected mothers to infants in childbirth, transfusion of unscreened blood, and through contaminated needles from drug use or medical procedures. The B virus also poses a risk to healthcare workers who get stuck accidentally by needles while caring for infected patients. Hepatitis C is passed on mainly through contaminated blood. Transmission through sex and from mother to child is also possible, but much less common. Hepatitis D infections occur only in those who are infected with the B virus. This dual infection of the B and D viruses can lead to a more serious disease and worse outcomes. Some of the symptoms of hepatitis include loss of appetite, an enlarged liver, tenderness of the liver, abdominal pain and tenderness, nausea, vomiting, and fever. Other symptoms include fatigue, joint pain, and jaundice, which is displayed through yellowing of the skin and eyes, dark urine, and pale stool. The good news is hepatitis viruses can be prevented by making informed lifestyle choices. Improved sanitation along with proper hygiene practices are effective ways to prevent the diseases caused by the hepatitis A and E viruses. In places where sanitation is inadequate, water should be boiled, all food properly cooked, and fruits washed, then peeled. In addition, there is a hepatitis A vaccine. Protecting yourself from hepatitis B can be done by avoiding contact with infected blood or bodily fluids. This means avoiding unprotected sex, sharing razors, nail files, toothbrushes, or needles used by infected persons. There's also a vaccine for the Hepatitis B virus. Doctors recommend it for all infants as soon as possible after birth, followed by 2 or 3 doses to complete the primary series. However, children and adolescents under 18 who haven't yet been vaccinated can still get the vaccine. The Hepatitis B vaccine also provides protection from the D virus. As for Hepatitis C, there's currently no vaccine, but research is ongoing. Persons such as healthcare workers or caregivers who treat patients with contagious forms of hepatitis should wash their hands, utensils, bedding, and clothing with soap and hot water. Also, people traveling to countries where hepatitis is widespread are advised to get vaccinated before leaving. Hepatitis can pose a serious threat to your liver, but there are other factors that can contribute to liver damage. Among them, excessive drinking of alcohol, traumatic injury like the kind you could sustain in a car crash, autoimmune disorders, and adverse reactions to medication. Be on the alert, practice proper hygiene, and check with your doctor. Be good to your liver and it will be good to you.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
Everyone should come out to Festival 2014 because this year we've not only introduced new programs, but it's national, it's island-wide, and we want everyone to wear your national colors and a toops of white for the peace and preservation and protection for our children.
What better invite do you need to attend the Jamaica Festival events this year than from the minister responsible for culture herself? Well, if you're still not convinced, here's some info that will surely turn your maybe into a solid yes.
We recognize the economic constraints, and so we have maintained the price for the past 2-3 years, just $1,000 for admission. And you can obtain your tickets at a pre-sold price at $900 at the JCDC and other outlets that will be published in the press. All public sector workers will be able to buy their tickets at $800. And these tickets will have to be purchased at the JCDC because persons will be required to show their ID or a pay stub or anything to identify them as a public sector worker. Tickets will also be available online at www.jcdcjamaica.com.
From August 1 to 5, Ranny Williams Entertainment Center will be the epicenter of all things cultural. So be sure to venture out and enjoy This is Jamaica Festival 2014. With Family Day being a part of this year's festival schedule of activities, we've compiled a list of places you and your family can visit on Saturday, August 2.
Wondering where to go for fun, excitement, or the opportunity to hang out with family and friends? Look no further. The Urban Development Corporation has a wide variety of recreational facilities, including beaches, for your enjoyment. Journey with us to the western end of the island, which is known for its white sand beaches, Westmoreland to be exact. There you will find the Long Bay Beach. Long Bay Beach Park is found along Negril's sparkling 7 miles of white sand beach. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., the beach has picnic benches in the park and changing facilities. Visitors have more than 9 hectares of beach to enjoy at Long Bay Beach Park. On the north coast, the jewel of Caribbean waterfalls reigns supreme at Dunn's River Falls. Dunn's River Falls is one of the island's most outstanding natural treasures. It offers 600 feet of climbing pleasure for thousands of visitors and locals alike. The Dunn's River Falls and Park, which is a popular recreational spot all year round, is open daily from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. In proximity to Dunn's River Falls is another of the UDC's managed and maintained facility, the multi-award-winning Green Grotto Caves. This tourist attraction includes a guided tour through an active cave system. The experience is educational, historic, cultural, and a soft adventure. During the tour, emphasis is placed on protection of the natural ecosystem as the caves operate within the tenets of an environmental management system. The caves were the first worldwide and in the Caribbean to be awarded Green Globe certification. This certification confirms that the Green Grotto Caves maintain good environmental and social practices. Green Grotto Caves is open every day between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and has other facilities and amenities such as restrooms, a snack shop, a logo shop set on well-manicured lawns, and gardens. So we showed you those breathtaking beaches and recreational spots along the north and west coasts. Now it's time to travel to the east. There we'll explore the picture-perfect Reach Falls in Portland. These pulsating falls are situated in a luxurious tropical park found along 5 miles above Manchonil, a small fishing village. The attraction features a cascading waterfall, a picnic area, and a nature trail. The lush greenery of the montane forest and the refreshing pool beneath the waterfall promise a memorable experience. Reach Falls is open Wednesday to Sunday between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. In Helsha, St. Catherine is the Fort Clarence Beach for the beach lovers. The 16-hectare beach park is a popular family fun day and picnic spot. It's also an ideal relaxation spot for residents of Portmore, Kingston, and neighboring communities. Our white sand, fish, and bammy and a clean atmosphere is one that guarantees the best beach experience. So this weekend, why not treat yourself? Opening hours are Wednesdays to Fridays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when thinking of where to go for fun, excitement, or just to hang out with family and friends, remember to choose from our beaches, Long Bay, Bluefields, Dunn's River, and Fort Clarence. And for other activities, there are the Green Grotto Caves, Two Sisters Caves, and Reach Falls. The Urban Development Corporation, maintaining some of the island's finest beaches and recreational facilities for your enjoyment.
And that's how we close today's show. Keep in touch with us, won't you? Email us jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or send us a direct message on Twitter @JISnews. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Jamaica Information Service, and catch this and other programs on our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Andrea Chisholm. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.